Antarctica is an environment that actively resists human observation. The extreme cold, relentless wind, and shifting ice make survival difficult, let alone scientific study. In 1934, Admiral Richard E. Byrd attempted to study this void up close. He manned the Balling Advance Base, a tiny shelter embedded in the ice, entirely alone for the long Antarctic winter. Over 4 months in total darkness, a defective generator continuously leaked carbon monoxide into his base. Between the slow poisoning and the absolute solitude, Byrd suffered severe physical and psychological breakdowns before he was finally rescued. This extreme inaccessibility meant early explorers could only glean scattered fragments of data. A massive information vacuum formed over the continent, and humans naturally filled that unknown ice with their own wild, speculative fictions. The myth-making started early. This is the 1513 Peary Rice map, cited as proof that an ancient civilization mapped Antarctica. But the text tells a different story, noting the presence of 6-horned oxen and white-haired monsters, relying on folklore over geographic reality. Centuries later, the rumors shifted to military conspiracies. In 1938, Hermann Göring launched a secretive German expedition to the ice, planting the seeds for enduring myths of hidden Nazi bases. The reality of that mission was strictly limited by the technology of the time. The Germans relied on archaic seaplanes, launched from a steam catapult on a mothership, to drop aluminum swastika darts over the ice. They never actually occupied the interior. Following World War II, the United States sent thousands of troops to the continent in Operation High Jump. The sheer scale of the 1946 military deployment immediately generated rumors of alien contact and a towering ice wall at the edge of the world. Far from a shadowy cover-up, High Jump was a highly documented public relations effort. The Navy recorded extensive footage of the mission, which they released as a film called The Secret Land, a documentary that went on to win an Academy Award. Early explorers were restricted to scanning the surface with flawed visual tools and aircraft. Because the true continent remained entirely obscured beneath the ice, these myths thrived without any hard data to contradict them. Today, we no longer rely on human eyes scanning a flat white horizon. Modern researchers use advanced radar and satellite instruments designed to penetrate directly through the ice sheet. This radar data reveals an entirely different topography. Entirely entombed beneath 3 kilometers of ice are the Gamburtseff subglacial mountains, a jagged range roughly the size of the European Alps. Finding an enormous mountain range that no human eye has ever seen demonstrates that the actual geology hidden in Antarctica requires no embellishment. The natural structures are far grander than any whispered rumors of secret military bases. Beneath that bedrock lies another sealed environment. Deep in the interior sits Lake Vostok, a body of water the size of Lake Ontario that has been trapped in freezing darkness for 15 million years. In 2012, after years of planning, a team of Russian scientists drilled through 12,000 feet of solid ice to reach the water, utilizing specialized techniques to ensure they didn't contaminate the pristine environment. Inside that dark, freezing water, they extracted DNA from over 3,500 different organisms. These extremophiles survive cut off from the sun, relying on chemosynthesis to draw energy from chemical reactions in the rocks. This biological payload destroys the long-held assumption that Antarctica is a sterile, dead void. Life successfully adapts and thrives, even in the continent's most pressurized, lightless depths. Antarctica's dry, isolated environment also makes it an ideal laboratory for high-energy physics. Because the air is free of human radio noise, NASA's ANITA project uses the vast ice sheet as a giant detection medium for cosmic particles. Recently, the ANITA balloons picked up an anomaly that particle physicists are still struggling to explain. Instead of cosmic radio signals raining down from space, their instruments detected high-energy pulses bouncing directly upward, straight out of the deep ice. While theorists spent decades scanning the Antarctic sky for alien spacecraft, the ice beneath their feet was quietly acting as a massive cosmic receiver, catching interstellar phenomena we still don't fully understand. Some of the most valuable data doesn't come from the bedrock, but from the ice itself. In the windswept Allen Hills region, scientists recently located exposed ice dating back 6 million years. researchers extract these fragile cylindrical ice cores and transport them to labs. Inside these frozen columns are tiny, trapped bubbles of atmospheric gases from an era long before early humans even existed. To find more of these sites, glaciologists use a technique called ice flow perturbation analysis. By measuring how the fluid, creeping glacial ice at the surface, reacts to the invisible terrain underneath it, they can accurately map rugged, hidden valleys spanning 30 kilometers across. These meticulously mapped subglacial topologies and millions of years old ice cores offer tangible, hard data. They are the true treasures of the continent, yielding insights far more valuable than any mythical lost civilization. Those tiny gas bubbles trapped in the ice serve as an autobiography for the Earth. They provide a pristine, uncorrupted baseline of natural climate cycles dating back millions of years, showing exactly how temperatures and carbon dioxide levels fluctuated in the past. By understanding that ancient baseline, scientists have an accurate metric to evaluate the present. It gives us the precise data needed to calculate the true impact of modern industrial climate change. We have currently identified 231 subglacial lakes, and thousands of miles of the continent's bedrock remain entirely unmapped. Science is literally just scratching the surface of what lies beneath the ice sheet. The documented reality of Antarctica, a living, dynamic time capsule that catalogs Earth's climate history, is far more significant than the fictions we once invented to fill the void. The continent remains our planet's last great wilderness, preserving the data that will help us navigate our future.